the resources. So today, what I wanted to show you is the resources that will be available and how this research fellowship has started and what is the process of doing the application. So the research fellowship application for anyone to work on their project or work on independent project for 2 months, 3 months, 6 months starts from here. Many of you have filled up this form and then we have reached out to you using the information that you have filled up in here using this form in this page. So after you filled up this form, we kind of recommend you to take a look at the research fellowship program. Some of the components that we discussed today, sorry, are well described in this page. So I'm going to paste the link of this page too, just in case you would want to know about what we covered in today's session and how the research fellowship program is structured, which we described in the talk. Now, once you have gone through this and you understand all of the components and you've seen different examples and the resources that are available with this research fellowship program, let me again tell you about the resources. So the first resource that we have is the Omics Project, Learn Omics Project. And the Learn Omics Project, in the Learn Omics Project, you will find online courses and tutorials that you can take and learn. And those are built out of the project examples that helps you build and do a project. So it's all correlated, as you can see. Doing the courses are very important. So with the research fellowship program, you get a subscription of the Learn platform to explore all the courses that are available here and all the projects that are available on the Learn platform. So we have number of courses described by 6 data types, as we already have discussed, which includes introduction to bioinformatics for those who wants to learn from the very beginning. After that, we have genomics, we have metagenomics, we have transcriptomics, we have epigenomics, and we have machine learning. So these 6 data types are well described in different courses, and their application is being shown by different examples, and those examples are the projects. So I showed you first the courses, and you're free to take the courses once you register for the fellowship program, and you are free to take the projects. So these projects varies from infectious diseases to mutational cancer analysis to gene expression analysis in different type of cell lines and mouse models. So there are different type of projects that you will be getting access to when you subscribe for the research fellowship program. Now, when you are doing the hands-on practice, when you are running and understanding what kind of data sets are being processed using the examples and using the in the projects, in the courses, so there are assignments, there are quizzes that you'll be taking to learn about these topics, and then you will be doing your experiments here. So you will be learning about data analysis using the TBioInfo server. And when you use a TBioInfo server, it requires us to allocate a lot of space. It requires us to allocate right kind of mentorship. For that you to learn and apply these sort of techniques to your data. And these are big data sets. So here there is an example of RNA-seq pipeline that you can see. It's a complex pipeline with a lot of algorithms that are well covered in the course and itself are well described in this platform, which we will be using throughout the internship for analysis of results and also to analyze the to pre-process the data and prepare it for downstream analysis. So we will be using machine learning methods, and we now have different areas of research that you will be interested to, and we have specialized pipelines for those. So we will be using this platform for our analysis. So including these resources and the mentorship, the research fellowship, you can join the research fellowship program using this link. So this is the final link where once you have decided and you have gone through the resources and all of it, then you can come to this page and find the research fellowship registration links here. So when you come to this page, there is a place where this pricing is available. now you have two options here for 3 months and 6 months. And as I've already told you that it involves a lot of uh, resources, a lot of sessions, live sessions, and all of the cloud pipelines that I've just showed you. So we have two types of licensing available. One is beginners and another is advanced licensing. The beginners licensing allows you to upload the data sets that are available on public repositories, big public repositories like NCBI. So NCBI in itself has a lot of other repositories where you will find all the data, and that we will be discussing in with you during this entire fellowship, that which data sets are the best for your analysis, what are the features and all of that. So that is covered in the beginner's license. So that is our educational license, which is $75 a month, which for 3 months becomes $225. And the advanced license, where you have generated, for example, data from your own lab and you have it on your computer, not on a public server, then we will be able to provide you with an FTP server where you can upload your own data and do your own analysis with your own privacy settings. So this is the two different subscriptions that we have for the research fellowship program. Now, we have had a lot of requests from countries where based on the ranking, world ranking, that they are assigned as the low income countries to have fellowships to be able to provide it to student scholarships that are to be provided to students. So we have a special scholarship for lower income countries. So for that, you have to reach out to us, and then the educational license that we are offering for lower income countries is for $50 a month. So that kind of helps the student community or the research community to avail for the research fellowship, and also avail for all the resources, including the cloud platform or the cloud pipelines that you are going to upload data and analyze here, and including the courses and the projects and the sessions. So all of it is involved in these different licensing that we have put together. And as I said, that there are other options also for students to pay. So they can choose to pay in a installment manner if they have financial issues. So it is nice if you can reach out to us with your personal queries at marketing@pine.com, and also you can reach out to me at mohit@pine.com for all your requests related to the program. And if you are from one of these countries, you can also ask for discount codes that will be applied here and would reduce the fees after applying that scholarship that are available for low income countries. So if you have any questions about the registrations, I will be happy to help you out, and I'll be also happy to help you answer those questions via email. So feel free to write to me or to marketing, and we'll be able to assist you with the research project and with the registration and any queries that you have. We also have a FAQ page, so I think it would be nice for us to share that too. So if anyone can share the FAQ page too, that would be great. And if there are any questions, I'll be happy to answer those now.
So could you please explain the difference between educational cloud pipelines and research cloud pipelines to Kenitimi?
Yeah, hello, Kanitimi. So yeah, the difference between the educational cloud pipelines and the research cloud pipelines is that for the educational pipelines, you can use the data which is available on public repositories such as NCBI, TCGA. So those are some of the major repositories where the scientists and the research community is submitting data before the publication. So that is some of the mandate for open research and open. So that is one of the reasons that we have so much data available, and we are designing so many different kind of projects based on the data. So those projects spans from space biology to infectious diseases to oncology, and we have been able to communicate some of the results as new research also. So those can be availed with educational cloud pipelines. So you'll be able to work on public repository data, and with a research cloud pipeline, you will be able to have a dedicated project. Uh, for example, like if you're working in a research lab and if you're generating your own data and if you are having some population level data and which you want to analyze and you want to have a private account, so those can be addressed in the research cloud pipeline license.